The CSGB F1 channel. We're here for the third round now in the F1 Championship. It is the second season, as I'm sure many of you will know. We're here for the French Grand Prix at the Circuit Paul Ricard. I think I saw 14 drivers in the lobby, and once again, as usual, I have the pleasure of being joined by Dane. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. It's a pleasure to be here once again for round 3 of CSGB. Hopefully they can give us a good race.
Yeah, let's hope so. Obviously, we had a wet race last week in Australia. Hope the drivers will be hoping we don't get any more of that here. But it could well happen here in France.
Yeah, France is a lot wider track than Australia, so mistakes are more welcome, but these drivers will definitely not want to be making them in this race.
Yeah, for sure. We can see quite a few drivers will be starting, or at least starting qualifying, on the medium compound. We have so far Liam, Rainman, Fester, Ramsey, Timmy and Hindle. I think it's about half the grid there trying for the alternate strategy. I think Silly Sligo just got disconnected, so we'll hope they can get back in.
Hopefully, although I don't think he was in the lobby when everyone was not into qualifying, so he might miss that and start the back of the grid in the race.
Okay then.
I think these guys are starting on the medium compound just to get them out the way and have a fresh pair of soft tyres in case there's a safety car near the end of the race.
Yeah, sure, it could be. Obviously, an early safety car will counter that. If they do manage to start it. Only 10 of them get to start on that tyre, of course, though. Bottom 3 will get to choose whatever they want for the start of the race. I believe it's 26 laps here for a 50% race.
Yeah, 26 or 27. I think the favoured strategy will be the softer hards, and if you're outside the top 10, maybe the hards to mediums. So you can have more pace near the end of the race and have less tyre deg.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, just looking, it looks like it's about, it seems about a 50-50 split between the soft and medium compounds. We have Dovey in the chat. My championship rival in F2. So should be a fun one. Looking forward to another battle tomorrow.
Give him a good race, mate.
I'll try. I'm not the best around here. My quality is shocking, but I'll try. Yeah, who is the first to set a lap? Is it a Mercedes or is it Netsky?
I believe it's a Mercedes.
One of the Mercs, alright. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Liam. Yep. Go on board with him then for this lap. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, this first sector is quite tricky going through turn 3. You really have to get the car turned in, so you make sure you don't overshoot heading into turn 5. Hopefully you can get onto the traction as quickly as possible, as it's a very, very long straight. In opening the DRS, hitting about 330 kilometers per hour as he heads into the chicanes of turn 8 and 9. Heavy braking zone for the left-hander, down to 3rd gear for turn 9. And he takes it very nicely. Onto the second back straight into the long right-hander of turn 10. Easy flat out, hitting about 310 kilometers per hour into the final sector. Can catch a lot of people out some of these corners. Very, very late apexes. This is one of them, turn 12, probably the hardest corner on track to nail. But he seems to have nailed that quite well. Through the final section of the track, the long left-hander of turn 14 into a quick right-hander flick in through turn 15. Gets on the traction, going quite low, close to the pit wall, and he sets a 1 minute 30.2.
Yeah, that's a decent lap for mediums, isn't it, around here? So who are we hoping to keep that in the top 10? Who else have we got on a lap? A couple more. Fester's gone second. Netsky drops to 4th then after Ekeland goes up into 1st. I'm going to guess Netsky backed out of his lap considering the gap to the guys ahead of him.
Yeah, or maybe he could have lost the traction and done a bit of spinning.
So Hindle's gone into 4th place. Decent job there. I believe his teammate should be back tomorrow. Apparently he's had no broadband or something for the past couple of weeks. So Jay Prentice should be back soon. I believe he did the first race in Bahrain, and I think that was it. So
hopefully he can come back stronger, help his teammate in the constructors battle coming across the line. We have Sven putting it in P2, 1.5 tenth off Ekeland.
Trixie's gone top.
Decent lap time coming in.
Debut from the Renault driver. I'm pretty sure they joined the Discord about half an hour ago or an hour ago. So, very new to the league, but their provisional pole after 6 minutes of running.
I want to point out it's looking very, very close between 4th and 6th. On the medium compounds. Liam Gong on multiple runs, I think. He's burning his tyres. He definitely isn't gonna be wanting to use them.
With Jimbo now coming through the last couple of corners, is on the soft tyres. There's a decent pace so far in this championship. Opens the DRS now. Lewis has to start a lap. His battery is turned off.
I think Jimbo may have a failure. His DRS wasn't open at all.
It's either that or it's a glitch on our end. There was an update today, so it probably broke the game.
Oh, of course.
But yeah, I mean...
I never got a glitch.
I mean, he goes 4th, so it's a decent lap. If he does have a failure, that's a really impressive lap. So...
Definitely.
No one's on a flying lap, I believe, at the moment. Outlaps all the pits for the rest of them.
Yeah, although I think Jimbo's on a bit of a hot lap here. He is half a tenth up. But he's invalidated. And I think he was in them as well, so... Don't know what he was doing there. Maybe just getting more used to the track.
Yeah, just pushing the limits, I guess. Might as well try it.
Definitely.
Shay's on his first lap now, coming through the first sector. And down now into turn 3 and 4. It's quite a technical track, isn't it? If you ignore the long straights, the rest of it's all quite technical.
Definitely, I think it's really unspoken how difficult this track can be at times, especially when your tyres are dead.
Yeah, these guys will definitely be hoping it doesn't rain. You lose so much grip compared to quite a few other tracks.
Definitely. But I think rain may help some of the guys here, because they'll be able to keep their tyres cool. And some guys do have a lot of pace in the rain, even last week by the front three of James, Netsky and Sly Guy.
Yeah, I mean, last week, if you cast your minds back, you do remember James was 3rd on the grid, but was 1st, way before they even hit the brakes into turn 1. Got a phenomenal start, jumped both the front row guys. Currently on his flying lap. But I think he spun through turn 2. His thought was stationary briefly, so have to wait a little bit longer to see what he can do. As Shay comes through the final corner, now we'll run up to the line. So there's a mood for this game, and he goes P8. Natsuki's come out for mediums. I believe he was on softs first time around. So that possibly explains the slower lap time of Netsky.
Yeah, probably a higher lap from him. I think Shay has... that first lap of him was invalidated earlier because he's now pushing again.
Timmy's just gone purple for the first sector. Comes down the straight now. I think I prefer this track in the GT3 version because they haven't got this little chicane on the straight. It's flat all the way from 7 till 10.
Damn.
Yeah. I think the rest of the track is the same, but they just got rid of that little chicane.
That must be one boring race in GT3 if they just have one big straight.
It's fine, they can follow so much closer than F1 cars can, so...
Yeah, that's very true.
They can have up to, I think, 10 cars covered by a second all in a train, so... And the race here is 6 hours for them as well, so they got all the time in the world to make up positions. Timmy now running up to the line. Crosses it goes, and he beats his teammate. And on the medium tyres as well. Decent lap there from the Mercedes driver.
Garnetsky also coming across the line. Once again with a storming lap. Winning P2 on the mediums.
He's got to be the favourite to win now, surely. Just because of that one lap, it's definitely proven his pace around here.
True, but I believe he did have this pace last week. But
yeah.
Tim did take him to it. Oh, Liam, no wait. Sorry, James took him to it.
Yeah. Yeah, those front three were battling all race, weren't they?
Yeah, it was really close between them.
Hindle's gone up into P4 in the racing point. On the soft tyres as well, gets out of the way now of the Williams coming through. I believe that's James, or is it Shea? No, it's James and Azal out there coming through. Both Mercedes back on their flying lap, I think.
We've also got Ekelund, the 10th up on his lap time right now, entering the final sector. Looks pretty tidy from him. See if he can nail this final sector. Taking a bit of a wider line through the semi-right-hander. Through the final corner. Under traction as early as possible. Where can he put it? Oh.
Pole position then for Ekelund, or at least provisional. Still just over 6 minutes left.
Very good lap from him. Although there's something I'm seeing with these drivers which I'm not really getting is why they're like swaying to the right closer to the pit wall on the run to the line.
Yeah.
Never really seen that one before.
Might be an aero thing, there might be less drag closer to the wall, I don't know. I don't know if the game would simulate that.
Probably, but it's Codemasters, these games are meant to be simcade, so I don't think they're that realistic.
It's the small things. And Liam comes through the final corner, currently sitting down in P10. We'll come up to the line, jump up to P4, decent lap there. Look, it's currently the top three separated by just over half a tenth.
Yeah, it's been really doing a good job there.
And it's a different three to the guys we had last week. Sven has gone provisional pole as well.
Very, very close. This is a really close grid.
But Netsky has just put the soft tyres on.
Oh, that means he's going to go one second quicker than everyone else now.
I'm going to have to try and catch that lap because that's going to be a blinder.
Indeed.
We
have Liam 2/10 up.
As Liam, okay, still pushing. Okay, we'll stay with him then. Coming now into the third sector.
He did lose half a tenth through the second sector.
Very easy to run wide here as well at both points. Kept it nicely on the track. There's a very late apex at that corner. I think it's 10-12. Down through 14. Just clipping the apex through 15. And yeah, once again comes over to the right. He does improve, but his position stays in 5th.
I'm not sure if you're gaining time doing that.
I don't know. We'll see what Netsky does. Yeah, Rhymesy on a lap as well, I think in the first sector. Yes, he is. Right then, Netsky coming through the final sector now. On his out lap. Let's see what he can do. He might abort the lap and start on the mediums. We'll have to wait and see. So you go on board then with the AlphaTauri coming out of the final corner. Comes down, has a clear line through the first couple of corners. Obviously, the racing line overlaps the pit exit because who knows? Neat through the first couple of corners. Can he keep it up down through here? Takes a lot of speed through turn 3, but keeps the car going around. Little lock up into 5. Purple through sector 1, 4 tenths up on his personal best. He's going to get a slipstream result from Hindle. Oh, the cheek. Hindle going slowly to let him through. He just uses that to get a little slipstream. Again, carrying a lot of speed through these corners. Alright, what's the gap now as he crosses the second split? 9 tenths up on his personal best.
This guy is so quick.
He's currently 7 tenths up on Sven, who is currently on pole. It's just the mid-corner speed he's able to carry. It's so much higher than what I've seen. Just 2 corners left now to navigate as Shea retires from the session. I think that's in the pit lane, so that's... he's had enough. A little bit wide there from Netsky, little mistake finally from this driver. He doesn't choose to hug the wall. And goes on pole by 1.1 seconds.
Yeah.
Blood, who can match this guy? Where is James? He's on a lap. Okay, we'll go to James then. Purple through sector 2, so he is currently up. Well, at least he's done a better sector 2 than Netsky has. I believe Kazakhs also has some pretty good qualifying pace. He was on pole for Bahrain. Currently still in the pit lane. Don't know if he's allowed to qualify because he did join late, but we'll wait and see if he comes out. James then through the final corner will come up to the line. Again, doesn't hug the pit wall. And 6 tenths off Netsky. Front row though.
But 6 tenths quicker than Sven, so...
yeah.
These 2 guys maybe add Sligo into the mix. They seem to be the top 3, and I don't think anyone else kind of field can match that.
Not at all. I don't even know if Sly Guy is coming back. I did see at the start of the session he left like instantly, so possibly disconnect. And I don't believe I've seen him rejoin, so...
that's unfortunate.
Who is on a lapping? Eklund is. Just coming now to start the final sector. He's up, but just about on his personal best. So I do believe he can keep that gap he has on his personal best. He will jump Sven.
Hindle aborted his final run. But we've got Sven, who I believe is the first out of the final guys in the shootout.
Okay, Old Trixie has gone up into 3rd. Eklund now crossed the line. Does get ahead of Sven, but that is still only 4th. It's the first driver to take the checkered flag. Dovey said in the chat that apparently Sly Guy has rejoined, so he should be in the race. He will be starting 15th though.
Oh, that's good. But we have Sven, who was on a lap, but he was 1/10 down on it. Maybe he can improve in the second sector. As he does, he has gained a bit of time, but he's still down on his lap. He's going to have to give it his all in the final sector if he wants to get into the top 3 or maybe even the front row. Takes an aggressive entry into turn 10. Sure, shifting into 5th to get the traction. And through turn 12, taking quite a nice line, made a little tighter than others. Coming through the penultimate corner, out wide, just ring to 3rd, hitting the apex. Quick hairpin into the final corner. And now run onto the line. Where can this put him? He remains in P5.
Doesn't improve. As Kazakh's just left the pit lane.
He'll still make it because there is a glitch where it goes time remaining.
Yeah.
And it'll go to 0. We do have Liam on this end of his lap. We've gone through the hairpin. Using all of the track possible. He was 3/10 up in the middle sector.
Yeah, it's 4th place for Liam, gained half a second overall. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure when the time remaining hits 0, that's the end of the session. Because the checker flag is out, so I think Kazakhs might just be getting his setup saved for Park Ferme.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's everyone else
substituted
done.
to 10 minutes.
Everyone else has done now. I think it's just Kazakhs.
On the onboard, there's no driver.
I got a helmet, but I haven't got hands. Yeah, no arms or hands, but I can see a helmet in there.
God, this game is good.
I think Kazakhs actually going to start a lap by the looks of things. Will he get to the line? He does get to the line, but that is the end of the session.
At least you got your setup on.
Yep. To get your grid order then for the 3rd round of CSGB F1, we have Netsky on pole, 6/10 up on James, and Trixie came out of nowhere right at the end to put it on 3rd. Same with Liam as well, right over depth, put it in 4th ahead of Ekelund. Sven, Jimbo, I think possibly his best quality of the season, in 7th on the mediums as well. Further down we have Hindle, Fester, Rainman, Shea, Romsey, and Timmy, the last guy to set a lap time, with Kazakhs lining up at the back.
It's going to be interesting to see where Jimbo will do in the race. I believe it will be a dry race because otherwise everyone would have been on the softs. And it is.
Oh yes, Lego is in the session, so he'll be starting at the back with Kazakhs.
Sweet.
He does have a chance to damage limitation really for a championship. Obviously with James and Netsky up at the front, it's going to be hard for him to not lose too much to them.
So then who do you think's going to take it tonight?
That's a good question. Again, I'm going to go with the easy one. I'm going to say Netsky.
It's going to be hard to disagree with you.
His pace and quality, well, he's quick around here. Has he got the consistency? We will have to wait and see.
I also think Jimbo's going to do well on the alternate strategy.
Yeah.
Although he was 5/10 down in to P6.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna, as long as he keeps his front wing clean, I reckon he'll have a good race.
Definitely.
If he breaks that wing early, it's over. I don't see him coming back from it unless we get a safety car, which will save his race.
I don't think we'll be seeing a safety car tonight. The track is a little too wide.
Yeah, they are. I think that they can happen, and the Sly Guy is in the wrong car. Okay. It's usually an Alfa Romeo, isn't he?
Oh, wait, it wasn't a Ferrari.
Oh, it might have been. I thought
he is in the Alfa
Yeah,
now.
I thought he was Alpha. Yeah, okay, so. Then we saw the same from someone in my race last week in Australia. I think they were given the wrong car, but I don't think it mattered too much. Their points.
Yeah, at least he got promotion.
Yeah, their points still went to the right team, so. James here practicing overtaking. And he pulled up alongside there, coming down into turn 8. So look at the tyres then. Jimbo and Rainman, the only two in the top 10 to start on the mediums. Romsey's going to start on the hards. Clearly going for a strategy you suggested, going hard medium. Be quicker at the end.
As long as he can keep the pace, he'll definitely have a huge advantage at the end.
Yep. Also seen Kazakhs and Sly Guy, they both have quite a bit of pace. Starting at the back, they'll be looking to get up the field as quick as they can. Predicted race pit stop is saying 2 stops no matter what, but that hasn't come into the fact the driver's starting on mediums.
I wonder if Kazakhs and Sly Guy will work together
Yeah,
to get up
they
the
might.
field, or just leave one another out to dry. We are in for a long race here with the slipstream trains though, but hopefully they can keep us entertained.
Yeah, I mean, there's potentially, well, technically 4 straights here. You got the main straight, then you have between 2 and 3, 7 and 8, and then sort of between 9 and 10. There's plenty of places to slipstream. 2 DRS zones, I reckon they could add a 3rd one, but they just don't want to. Let's go then, the lights are coming on. And we go green in France. I think it's a better start for James actually at the front, as we saw last week in the wet. No, Neski just about covers him off. Looks like Liam's taking right off the track to get around the outside of some cars there. Completely missing what's happening here, so I do apologise for that. Looks things James actually dropped back. I think he's, yeah, James down in P8, I think.
Oh, there's a Force India around once again.
Was that a Hindle in the middle, I think?
Hindle and Raymond, there's more carnage at the back of the grid.
What's happened down there then? I'll try and find it. The timing screen's completely bugged for me. I can see both of them down at the bottom now. I know James did keep second. That was a train and a half, that wasn't it? Coming down into turn 8.
Yeah.
Every car right behind the next. So Netsky held the lead ahead of James, Trixie and Liam. Actually no, Liam's jumped Eklund. I believe the half started 4th. Jimbo, did he start 7th? I think he did, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, got a good enough start there. Romesy's gained a position. Sly Guy up into 10th already, so gained 5. Now gained 6 as he gets past Shea.
James went very wide, lost the traction through turn 10 and the exit, and dropped to P3.
Clean start then for the front guys at least. A little bit of a bump there from Liam into 15, but his wing seems to have gotten away with it. Shea actually gets Sly Guy back coming down the pit straight.
We have Hindle and Raymond into the pits. I believe Hindle did get turned in on into turn 2, just lost the traction, and Raymond got caught up into it, as I believe he went round as well, but it's more bad luck with the Force India. Sly Guy and Shea going side by side through the first sector. Sly Guy now up into P9, I think, or maybe he was defending.
No, that was Sly Guy getting past Shea.
Okay.
Let's have a look at some of these gaps. It's quite hard to find battles at this stage in the race. Everyone's together, apart from Netsky and Trixie. Yeah. Netsky once again just leaving pretty much, checking out nice and early.
Yeah, now he's at the DRS. He's just gonna pull further and further ahead.
Yeah, for sure. We may see some team orders at McLaren, depending if Jimbo can hold that pace on the harder compound. We'll be going quite a bit longer into this race. We're trying a one-stop for sure. Rainman went on to the hard tyres. Hindle went on to mediums, so
I think the best they're gonna get is this safety car, because hard to make it to the end, and Hindle will have to pit again, obviously.
yeah. Wait, well, I reckon the hards can get to the end from here.
They'll have to do some very intense high saving, but this track is very hard.
Yeah, it's quite a few quick corners as well, isn't there? So actually, yeah, hards might not make it. Probably pit for softs, I reckon, at the end.
Yeah, could get a cheeky faster slap. Yeah. James in the DRS of Trixie, but he has a substantially less amount of ERS compared to Trixie, although he's in the DRS, so I think he'll struggle to get past him unless Trixie makes a mistake. Same with Liam, struggling with ERS as well, just about to get into the under 10s.
I think Sly Guy is right behind Fester, then Fester actually runs wide at turn 11. Another position. No, he actually holds it around the outside at the end. So double apex at turn 11. I'm going to take the apex, run wide, and then try and sweep back and hit it.
Looks like Sly Guy does have the superior pace on the mediums though. Maybe he'll get the move done into turn 1.
Just tugged up right under that wing. So given the inside, and he's actually passed before they hit the brakes. Now has Jimbo ahead of him on the same tyres. Don't imagine that move will be too difficult for Sly Guy.
Although I do wonder how hard Jimbo will defend for this position, because they are technically in the same race, but Sly Guy is just flying right now on the mediums. Already up 7 places.
Yeah, whereas Kazakh's only up 2. Really struggling to get past Romsey on the hards.
Romsey doing well at the moment. Oh, and there's contact. Shay's round.
Yeah, I saw Fester going around the outside at 8. I didn't quite see the contact due to the camera angle.
Yeah, I was on board with Romsey, but I think Shay just ran out of road and contacted with Fester's side puddle retire and just went round.
Hindu and Rainman is all right together at the back of the pack. Hindu goes a little bit defensive coming up into turn 8, but I don't think that'll be too difficult for the AlphaTauri. In fact, it isn't. Just going to drive right around the outside. Move done. It's Eklund pits. Is that front wing damage then for the Haas?
I think he's going to go for the undercut. Or did he actually never have wing damage?
Not changing the wing. Hard tyres for Eklund.
The undercut is pretty powerful here, so maybe he's going to try to utilise that the best he can.
I would have thought lap 4 was still be a little bit too early, but clearly if he thinks he can do it, then might as well try it. See quite a few penalties being given out here.
Yeah, Liam just went wide at the exit of turn 4, turn 5 I believe that was actually. Just picking up a warning. Sven has a look but can't make the move stick.
Yeah, James also had a look at Trixie coming into turn 8, which is thought better of it.
Sven's looking very racy at the moment, looking to make a move into turn 11, down the inside. And he makes the move stick. James picking up another warning, going really wide through turn 12 on the entry. This is very close at the moment.
Lockout Darlington and his contact! Sven hits James into the pit lane.
Why did he pick the wing damage?
I didn't quite see, but there was definitely contact. I think James was lucky not to get a 5-second time penalty then for speeding into the pits. It wouldn't have been his fault. Yeah, front wing damage for Sven.
That might kill his chances of a podium there. Gonna lose a lot of time. We have Sly Guy looking to make a move down the around the outside of turn 3, make the move stick. Really well done. The mediums truly are the superior tyres right now.
Yeah, those slots will just be going off a little bit. Jimbo now up into 2nd place. Sly Guy up 12 positions, up into 3rd. I'd imagine Netsky will pit soon.
Potentially on this lap as Kasux makes his way through Festa, getting past before the braking zone, up into P5.
Seen quite a few
But
different strategies further back. Some drivers onto the hards, some opted for mediums.
I think the guys that opted for mediums are just... Wait, hang on. Got Sly Guy making a move down the inside of Jimbo. Jimbo did go quite wide. And Sly Guy capitalized on it up into P2. But yeah, I think the guys that went onto the medium tyres, they're not going to go to the end, so maybe they're opting for a 2-start. Or maybe Sven just made a mistake. Oh, Sly Guy makes a mistake also through the final corner. It's just side by side.
Yeah, Neski into the pits as well, so he'll drop down the field. Jimbo retakes what is now the lead, but will not be once they come to the pits.
Sly Guy picking up another penalty. Both under 10 ERS. These guys are going to be fighting absolute teeth and nail at the moment for provisional P1.
Netsky as well onto the mediums. Probably expecting another stop then for the net leader. As Sligo retakes the lead down into turn 8.
As clean as you like, but Jimbo was able to save a tiny bit of ERS there, so maybe he'll try to attack into turn 11. Nah, it's a bit too far back unless Sly Guy makes a mistake.
Also, definitely a contender later on in the race. Rhymesy up into P5 on the hard tyres, the tyres he started the race on.
And there's over 10-second gap to share at the moment, so, and is not very far off P4, so he's had really good pace on those hard compound tyres, and he'll definitely capitalise near the end of the race. Oh, yeah. Sly Guy going to AI mode on the start finish straight, maybe checking on penalties or something.
You couldn't do all that quickly, could you? Might be a little bit of lag.
Probably. But he has pulled away from Jimbo a little, but I believe he has stayed in the DRS, Jimbo has, so he'll definitely be able to claw back that time. Don't know if he'll be able to make a move past him though.
Does look a little too far back. Might just try and hold the gap to Kazakh's now up into P3.
Yeah, he's finally made his way back up the field. Wasn't able to keep the same pace as Sly Guy, but he's still up there. Only 3 seconds off, not bad. Plus with penalties, he may even be able to overtake these guys.
Yeah, Liam's put onto the soft tyres. I'm not sure what his strategy there. Maybe soft mediums to the end, but
yeah, he's opted for the 2-start. I doubt that strategy is going to work though.
And when are we expecting the leaders in?
I'd say between lap 11 and lap 13. Unless they want to go for a heavy undercut, which I think Jimbo might try since he has fallen out of a second, just like I, so maybe he'll try to claw back that time. But he does risk getting into traffic.
As Netsky sets the fast lap of the race then. Coming down in P7, trying to close up into Shea, who is yet to stop. Top 6, the only guys yet to stop in this race. Everyone else has made at least one stop. Rainman,
oh, go on, sorry.
Yeah, it's that Rainman and Hindle still right together, but they are still 11 seconds off the rest of the pack.
Yeah, and I think Hindle has fallen out of the DRS of Rainman on the hards. But they're praying for a safety car at the moment.
Yeah.
Liam getting really close to the back of Ekelund though, and is on the soft compound of tyres. He's now engaged his overtake. Will he try and make a move down the inside? He's having a look. He tries to brake later, but Ekelund brakes really well, and Liam can't get the move to stick.
Yeah, the gap at the front just opening up a little bit, nearly 2 seconds now between Slurguy and Jimbo. Both drivers looking to try the one stop in this race, probably hit onto the hard tyres in the next 6 laps.
I think Sligo just got the... He's probably the second quickest guy in the track right now, Nathan Netsky. Because he's pulling away from Jimbo, but Jimbo's also pulling away from Cassettes right now. He was getting caught up to by Timmy. Maybe we'll be able to see a battle for P3 later on. Or provisional P3, that is.
Liam's still right behind Ekelund, now coming down into turn 1. Didn't have much battery to play with though, I think it's on 3%. On the way down as James runs wide at turn 2, gets a penalty.
The strategy's really not working well for Liam right now. He needs to get past these guys as quickly as possible, but he seems to be struggling with ERS management, which is costing him straight line speed.
Yes, quite hard to manage the battery here, so there's not many heavy braking zones. Possibly just the one, which is here. It's about it for heavy, maybe turn 12 as well. So recharging the battery can be quite difficult.
Yeah, he's also not getting the exits he need as well to catch up into turn 10 and 11, but... Sligo gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pits.
Yep. Leader is in, Jimbo will now retake the lead. Nesky's got on past Shea as well, over the last lap or so.
Sligo going on to the medium tyres. Why has he done this?
That's medium.
He's ruined his race. Yeah, he should have just taken hards to the end and served the 5 seconds at the end of the race, because stuff at the end of the race do not gain you much time at all, if any. Because they die in like 3 laps.
Yeah, as we're seeing from Liam now, he can't overtake the traffic, and Ekelund's on the hards, and he can't get past him.
Though there's a new guy onto the train, which is Sligo, but I think he'll dispose of James very quickly.
Yeah, definitely got the run before the DRS was activated to get the inside for turn 8. Maybe a little bit of wheel banging there. Seems to be alright. Slugging up into P8.
James did give him a bit of a squeeze there.
As Liam's off. Liam's crashed at turn 9.
A very odd place to crash.
Safety car is out. We have a safety car. He's on the track still, I think. I'm on board with Rainman now, just to see where the car is.
No, Liam's all the way off.
Oh yeah, he's off. Yeah, he's off in the wall. I think he's lost it, because you get on the power briefly between 8 and 9. I think he might have just put a little bit too much power down.
Probably, but Jimbo's race is gone on the up for him. Already into the pits, onto the hard tyres. He's gonna be in P1, I think.
Because it's also pits. Anyone staying out? Yes, Sly Guy stays out after he pit a lap too early in that Ferrari. And he's ahead of Nesky, I think. Sly Guy's taking the lead.
Sly Guy, but he's going to have to pit again.
Yeah, he has to, otherwise he'll get disqualified. The Sly Guy takes the lead from James, who didn't pit then. Jimbo now a net P3. This is working out really well for him.
Right, oh yeah, James is in the lead of this race. The undercut strategy has worked for him.
Netsky down in P8, came back into the pits then, put the hards on. He's got a lot of work to do now. Rumsey for the mediums. Might get to the end, but it'll be very tight.
Eventually, but Sly Guy's just going to be in plumb last right now. He's also got to serve that 5-second time penalty, so I think the chance of a podium is over for him, unless he can get on penalties.
Yeah,
this race is really opened up now.
This is Rainman Hindle's big opportunity to get back at least into the points. Don't know if they'll have a podium chance. They may get it. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I think these guys that went onto the fresh mediums, they'll definitely make it to the end of their race, but they'll lack pace from lap 23 onwards.
Yeah, no one opting for the soft tyres, so the drivers have some sense by the looks of things. Yeah, those mediums, it will be touch and go towards the end, I reckon. Hard tyres should make it easily.
I just realised the safety cars had an update.
That's it. Has it got the new livery?
It's not got the Ferrari one, but it's got the
Oh yeah, it's got the
Racers One
rainbow.
livery.
Yeah.
Looking pretty nice. Yeah, Netsky is just gonna be livid right now.
Yeah.
Race was all going all his way until Liam unfortunately opts out of this race.
Sly Guy has gained 14 positions as it stands, but I've got a feeling that's going to be 13 places at
Why
the
is he
end.
not going into the pits?
James has actually held position from the start, currently sits P2. Jimbo is up 4 places. The alternative strategy working for him. Ekelund has gained 1. Kazuk's up 9. He's looking very good now after that safety car. Timmy also up 7. Roimsey up 5. Netsky has lost 7 though. Their safety car really not favoured him at all.
Looks like the battle for the driver of the day will be very close.
Yeah, I mean, Shea's getting a couple of positions there as well. Trixie also losing 7. She started up in 3rd. The rest of them have all lost places. Fefster's lost 2. Sven's lost 6. And then Rainman and Hindu after their incident on the first lap. Down at the back. I think Fefster's just spun. He has. Fefter spun in the safety car.
Mate.
I think he just dropped 2 places. He was running 12th, I think, 12th or 11th. So
Probably trying to warm up his tyres, but
yeah, he's
trying a
gone
little
round.
too hard. I'm just trying to think of what Sly Guy's game plan is here. Maybe he's just gonna try give it everything he's got in this stint.
I mean, safety car will be in this lap, so he can't pit now. I mean, he has to pit again, or he's going to get disqualified. James is the net leader then. I think we're just about halfway into the race.
Yep, just hit the halfway mark at the end of this lap.
Pretty much a race of 2 halves then here in France. James will be the net leader. After Sly Guy will have to make another stop. Jimbo would have gained 5 positions if he can hold on to that podium. But Netsky will be coming through the pack here, I have no doubt. Actually, Sly Guy's gone early. He's actually dropped James a little bit right at the start. I think James has made it back. Actually, no, he hasn't. Really good restart then from Sly Guy.
It was very smart from him, but he was unable to pull the second, which is vital at the safety car restart.
Yeah, so the only driver paying attention was Kazak's. He was the closest of the top guys to the car in front of them.
Still looks pretty clean at this restart. No incidents. It's like I already pulling 1.5 seconds.
I think he knows he might have made a mistake on strategy.
Yeah, but I don't know what's going through his head at the moment, but he's gonna give it all. That's the best he can do at the moment.
Apparently Liam had pedal issues. We've just seen in the chat.
Oh, that does make sense.
Yeah, that's explained his retirement. Yeah, 2.3 seconds already the gap at the front. Now, do you think James knows that Sly Guy has to pit again?
Yeah, I'm sure he does. I think he was close to slot guy this entire race.
Okay.
Maybe that's why he's not pushing as hard right now.
Yeah, we're using the hard tyre, so he won't have as much grip, so they take a little longer to warm up.
He's also much older than Jimbo, so he has pulled from him though, but he will have to start saving his tyres sooner rather than later.
Yeah. Kazak's still right on the back of Eklund, not able to find a way through yet. Romsey as well right on the back of Timmy.
Yeah, Netsky has been unable to catch up at the moment. He's still in the train, but he's not making the inroads. I thought he would at the start. But we still have a lot of laps left. I also think he's been managing his pens right now quite well, but he should be good.
Yeah, he still seems to be holding a higher apex speed as well than a lot of the other cars ahead of him. Just seems to be held once, as we saw in qualifying, just holding a little bit more speed for each corner.
He does get a bit of a tank slapper on the exit of turn 9. There's Ronzi and Tim going side by side through turn 10. Romsey on the softer compound of tyre on the inside line. Looks like he's going to make the move.
Netsky's gone for both of them. He's done it. What a move from Netsky.
What a move, mate.
Took advantage of the guys fighting ahead and sent up the inside of 11.
Man, that was ballsy as hell. That's a championship type move, that is.
Yeah.
Really good from him.
It's gained him 4 points in the championship, just that. DRS now gets enabled. Gap at the front, just under 3 seconds.
I believe Jimbo is just about staying in that DRS. If Netsky loses the traction, can Romsey try capitalize on it? Has a lot less DRS. Going through turn 5. Netsky does seem to get the better traction than Romsey, so he looks like he's safe for now.
Yeah, as they come running now down the back straight towards turn 8. Doesn't look like any moves happening here. Kazakh has a little look on Eklund for P4, but nothing comes of it. Rainman's gotten past Sven for P11 further back.
Clean move just before the apex, it looked. Let's see if he can catch up to P10 of Trixie. He's not really had the best of races, although I did think he got hit by the safety car quite a bit.
Yeah, he did. Down Sly Guy will come out last if he was to pit now.
Yeah, 100% will.
I think it's about 20 seconds here as well for the pit, same as most tracks. So he'll be
Yeah,
5 seconds. Yeah, so he'll be about 5 seconds behind Fester. Well, he's got a penalty, so hasn't he? He got a 5-second.
Yes, it's going to end up even further back.
He'll be about 10 seconds off the back of the train then.
Okay. Does CSGB give points for fastest lap out the top 10?
It'd be top 12, points run down to 12th place.
Oh, okay.
So
I don't think he'll get a fastest lap point. Don't think he'll be able to catch up to Fester and Hindu that quickly.
yeah, we're showing decent pace now, currently 4 seconds ahead of James.
Over fourth though, Kassak's going down the inside of Ekelund into the turn 8, makes the move stick. What about the exit of turn 9? Who capitalised the most? It looked pretty even.
Kazakh's using a lot of battery there to just try and keep that position. Seems to have worked for him, but Eklund will have a look down the inside of turn 11, nearly contact. Hassel now run wide. Netsky's going to have to look for another move here, isn't he?
Doesn't make it stick though. We'll have to stay in P6 at the moment, but these guys looking all very racy at the moment. We've got another 11 laps to go.
He's definitely looking quicker than at least Eklund. He's got a lot better exit out of the final corner and we'll have that position nice and early. Now up into P5 for your pole sitter.
He's doing well at the moment, not far off. While I believe he's in provisional 4th at the moment, so podium position lurking, and P1 is not far away. He's definitely giving it everything he has. Let's see if they can get him up into P1.
Yeah, I think it's just the one set of 3 seconds for Netsky. I think I've seen one for Kazakhs and one for James as well. Jimbo, I believe he's going to win the race at the moment. I don't think I've seen a penalty for the McLaren driver.
Yeah, he has kept it very clean at the moment. Didn't see him pick up any penalties. As we have Ekelund losing the traction a tiny bit, but he's fine. Netsky gaining on Kazakhs, using his overtake. Free turn 10 using the slipstream. Having a look down the inside, does he make a move stick? No.
He's still
But
there,
they're
though.
still side by side.
Both drivers forced to leave space. Netsky will try on the outside of 12, but would then try a switchback. I think he's lost that one momentarily.
What about the run? Can he get a good run? And looks like Kazakh's bested him at that. And Jim also ducking the DRS of the leader of teams. So he is back on, but looks like James just having that extra edge to stay outside of the DRS.
Yeah, James did just get another time penalty, however. So there's now 6 seconds for the net race leader.
I still think that'll keep him in the podium position, but Jimbo will still be taking the lead. Onto the back straight, though, we have Netsky gaining on Kazakhs. Kazakhs going defensive. Netsky looking to go long way there on the outside. Brakes later. Can he make the move stick side by side? Through turn 9, you can get the better exit. It's Netsky, and he's up into P4. Kazakhs losing a bit of the traction on the exit. Clean move from Netsky, though, up into P4. Now chasing the front 2 drivers right now.
Has James made a mistake somewhere? Jimbo's suddenly right on the back of him.
Must have. If I were to guess, it's probably the exit of turn 9. Is a tricky traction zone. To be fair, I've got to give props to Sly Guy. Pulled 7.2 seconds, but I think it'll be meaningless in the end.
Yeah, I think he's just doing damage limitation for his race.
James makes a mistake, smashes the DRS. Forward. Romsey picking up another penalty. 8 laps on his mediums. Still got a lot more left to give, of course, but at the end of the race they're going to be shocking. Kazakh's losing the rear once again. Really struggling for traction at the moment. As Romsey, can he gain? And it looks like with Kazakh's DRS, they're able to match speeds at the moment. What about the exit of turn 9? He definitely does gain. A lot closer.
And he's pushing hard. Yeah, he'll have the inside for 10 if he can keep his car there. Not quite. Backs out of it there. Jimbo's still right on the back of James for P2.
Yeah, James's tyres getting very old now. Must be struggling through the traction zones. And Jimbo capitalising it. Maybe he'll be able to make a move on the next lap. Does have more RS.
James pits.
I think that might have secured Jimbo's podium.
Yeah, James to the pits. Silly Sly Guy's still yet to make another pit stop. But it's still extending that gap. Now 8 seconds ahead of Jimbo. Netsky up into P3.
Solid recovery drive after the safety car, but he had such good pace all race long, so it's not really surprising from him. I don't know how hard Jimbo's going to defend this. Or maybe he'll just let him through and try to get the DRS. I think he's already got a podium secured, just as long as he keeps it clean.
Yeah, and it is soft tyres for James. He is 8 seconds now off the back of Hindle. So we're looking to gain a couple of positions just to get into the points. He's got to really push now. If he pushes hard enough, he'll come out, he'll be ahead of Sly Guy when the Ferrari comes into the pits.
Definitely, but I do think his tires were only 14 laps old. I do think they could have made it to the end, but he really was struggling in the traction zone, so maybe it was the safest option for him.
Yeah. Currently about a 10-second window Sly Guy has over James as he pits now. So Jimbo will take the lead ahead of Netsky and Kazakhs.
Yes, like I does have that 5-second time penalty, so he will have to yield. It's going to be very close between James and himself.
James already gained 3 seconds on Hindle this lap.
We have Romsey trying to make a move down the inside of Kazakhs for the final podium position. He's using all of his overtake. He does have the superior straight line speed. Has a look down the inside, there's contact. Ooh.
Slight spin. Sly Guy is ahead of James, but only just. Both drivers on the soft tyres. And both out of the points.
We've got Netsky gaining right on the back of Jimbo. Yeah, it's an easy move, Jimbo not defending. He already knows it was inevitable. And that's Netsky back into P1. There's Ekelen going down the inside of Kazakhs up into P3 as well. And for the battle for P7 we have Rainman looking to go around the outside of Shea. Overtakes going all over the field.
Yeah, so Rainman held that as well. Shea might have a look here into 11, but not quite close enough.
We are now in the closing laps of this race, but these drivers really have given us a show tonight. It was a really good race.
Fingers good on to that safety car as well. Let's bunch the pack right up, given Netsky a bit of work to do. Didn't want it to be too easy for him out in front. Sly Guy already passed Hindle as well for 12th.
Yeah, easy as James is unable to get past, so I think that Slide Guy, I think he will beat James to the line. But yeah, Netsky's just proven why he's the championship leader at the moment. He can adapt to all conditions and come out on top. Well, Jimbo has been able to stay in the DRS, however, so maybe we'll be able to see a late charge from him.
I reckon he might just be looking to stay in the DRS there. So I have seen a penalty for Netsky. I don't think I've seen one for Jimbo. So
yeah, that's true.
That would give Jimbo the win at the line.
I wonder what Netsky's fuel is looking like. Same with Jimbo, because I think Netsky's going to use absolutely everything he has these final few laps to pull that gap.
Sly Guy up into 11th, James in 13th, he got past Hendel as well.
It does look like Sly Guy will be taking P10 as well, momentarily. And James to take the final points paying position.
Still a little bit of time to go though. I think 3 laps left after this one. Sly Guy just seals the fastest lap point.
Still got a very intense battle for P3 between Ekelen, Kazakhs and Timmy. Ekelen really backing up Kazakhs into Timmy. Maybe this is a tactic to get Timmy to try being aggressive to Kazakhs, and Ekelen can just pull away. He does get a good exit, but Kazakhs has more ERS to play with. Doesn't look like he wants to use it though. Got Timmy getting a bit agitated, having a bit of a look into the inside.
Yeah, and then Romsey right behind him. And we're looking to make a move as well if anything happens between the three ahead of him.
He definitely does have the advantage right now on the softer tyre, but being the fourth car in the DRS train doesn't look, especially with low ERS as well. Looks like unless these guys get into a huge squabble, he'll be staying there.
Sly guy up into P10 as well.
Nesky finally pulling a second to Jimbo. You have 3 laps to go. 3 laps for Jimbo to hold on.
James gets Festa into the final corner, I think it was. They're on side by side down the straight. I think Romsey's actually got a run on Timmy further up. Nope, thinks better of that one.
It looks like Ekelund is nailing these exits at the moment, keeping himself safe from the clutches of Kasux. However, Romsey getting very close to Timmy, using a lot of his ERS.
Romsey is currently underfueled. He's got that yellow icon, so he is under. His fuel is red on his MFD.
He's also got 1 ERS left, so he might have, now he's got no ERS left, so that might have been his final chance. Unless he saves fuel on lap 26 to use it all on 27, but unless penalties come to play, looks like he'll be staying in P6.
Yep. Festa staying with James a little bit as well, down for the final point. Sly guy not really closing up to Trixie.
Yeah, these soft tyres are going to be dying out. That's why the softs never work on the final stint at this track.
Yeah.
They die way too quickly. Does look like Rumsey got his fuel back together though. Back into the green, so he can still push on. How about now? Can Kasux actually get a good exit on Ekelund? Nope, it's still the same story as last lap. Ekelund's just nailing these traction zones at the moment.
Kasux has a lot more ERS as well. Do you reckon he's just going to deploy it all next lap?
100%.
We're saying on 50. Ekelund's down below 10. Timmy also above 40 and Romsey 9. So Ekelund could lose 2 places on this last lap if he's not careful.
Yeah, this is going to get brutal. Hopefully you don't get any casualties. These guys keep it nice and clean.
And I think Fly Guy just went up the inside of Trixie into turn 10. So it's now P9 for the Ferrari.
Can still take P7, but is very low on the RS. But then again, so is the guys in front of him. Wisniewski starts the final lap. Jimbo 2.7 behind him. Wisniewski's got 4 tenths to gain this lap. Kasuk's getting very close to Ekelund. 60 ERS. I think he'll take him in this.
He has so much more battery. Yeah, so much more battery in that Red Bull. He's going to deploy it all out of 7, I reckon.
We'll have to see. He is extremely close.
Right under that railing, and here we go. The overtake has been deployed. Surely Ekelund does not stand a chance here. Yeah, it doesn't even fight it.
What about Timmy? He's going to make a move down the inside as well.
There's contact. And he's round. Is he? Yeah.
Oh, that's very unfortunate for him, but
Mercedes has spun. He's now dropped to 10th.
He honestly had no other option. He had to make the move, try and make the move, but very unfortunate for him to not make it stick. As Kasich moves into P3, Ekelund down to P4.
Yeah, James up into 11th now as well. He's got past Sven. As your race leader now, Netsky exits the final corner for the final time. Was there any ever doubt that he's going to win this race? Because I don't think there was.
Well, Jimbo, can he take
line,
it?
2/10 behind, so close to a win. And Kazakhs will drop to 4th. Ekelund does get the podium.
That was a track race between Rumsey and Sly Guy, I believe it was. That was close. But I believe Timmy did get 6th place back on pens. So not all bad.
Yeah, he did. 6th place with the Mercedes.
Oh, the guys gave us a really good show tonight. That was a heck of a race.
Yeah, pretty much 2 halves as well. Safety car pretty much came out at the halfway point.
Yeah, bunched the field up, but put Netsky down to P7, but he was able to claw back through the field and still take the win. Very close between him and Jimbo though, but he just had that pace.
Yeah, 2 tenths at the end. So I think he knew he had to push. Would have asked the engineer, seeing that Jimbo didn't have any penalties. And did the job right then. Your final, well, not final because something's negative for stewards, but your game classification. Netsky wins it from Jimbo and Ekelund. Further down the grid, we have Kazakhs in the Red Bull, who started down in 15th or 14th, so good job from him. Ahead of Rainman, Timmy, Rhymesy, Shay, Sly Guy and Trixie rounds out your top 10. Further down, James beat Sven, Hindle and Fester, and your 1 DNF going to Liam after a supposed penalty on pedal issues. So that'll be a shame from him.
So mate, who was the driver of the day?
I want to say Kazakhs, I think.
Yeah, he did really well coming
Mainly,
from P14 to 4th.
Yeah. See, Netsky showed his pace in qualifying, so I wasn't really expecting anything less. Not to put pressure on the lad or anything. Yeah, I'd say I'm going to give mine to Kazakhs. 14th to 4th, I think, in the end. Finished 3rd, but penalties dropped him back up position.
Yeah, I'm gonna give mine to Jimbo. Did really. I think I gave him for the 2nd week in a row, but
Hey,
he did really well.
He's doing the job, he deserves it.
Touche. Putting it in PT from P7, really good drive from him.
Yeah, so I believe that will be it then for CSGB F1 tonight. Please do catch us tomorrow for the sprint race here, and then for afterwards will be the F2 feature race. Thank you very much again to Dane for joining me.
No worries, mate.
So yeah, that has been it for your feature race here in France. This has been the 3rd round of the 2nd season for CSGB F1. Thank you very much for joining us. Leave a like and share the stream if you would. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you